Hi, I'm S.A. McKay. Here's why you're going to want to keep watching. Associates in Marketing and Sales, Bachelor's in Psychology, Master's of Science, Organizational Leadership, over $150,000 in student loan debt, and I'm a cashier. Brushing that chip off of my shoulder. 8 years in healthcare as a CNA in a long-term care facility, about 15 years in food service ranging from fast food to corporate to casual mom and pop local shops, and a little bit higher scale. 10 years in the retail sector, about 7 years of industrial arts, which mainly consisted of plastic shops and assembly areas, receiving, and yes, even a short time with the United States Armed Forces, with the U.S. Air Force, until my ulcerative colitis kicked up and they said they couldn't keep me. Things don't always turn out the way you plan. Once again, life goes on. Self-published author, honestly, it's not really that good. Had an interesting concept, however, the delivery was just a little bit phoned in during a lot of the chapters. One of the side projects I currently have is turning a few of the chapters of Queens into a animatic, essentially a rough cut animation type thing. This is my own work so far. I am looking for the right artist. I've started talking with a couple. Anyways, other side projects include an educational tabletop game that I had been developing with a cousin of mine. And it went far enough along. Unfortunately, a lot of it requires resources that we simply did not have, and that really requires finding the right non-for-profit organization to chime in and say, hey, we like the idea, let's see it through. During my studies, I've examined things such as psychology of food, understanding it from different perspectives, psychology of gender, primarily the works of Louann Brizendine and Deborah Tannen, regarding how men and women are fundamentally different creatures, but we've got this wonderful common ground of just being ourselves, I guess. I've studied industrial organizational psychology, the understanding of how labor thinks, of how management thinks, and best of all, I've gotten to see these over the years in action throughout my many different fields, my many different styles of work out there. The biggest problems with finding solutions to our ailments in America today is that we look to a singular solution when they're in fact all sort of tied together. Primarily, we've got the economy, and then we've got education, and then we've got this idea of self and how we approach it, self-accountability, things that we take pride in ourselves for, critiques of ourselves. Now we start to view all of these as independent issues, but it's only once we see that all three of them sort of go together and actually take on even more from surrounding areas, once we look at it as a whole conglomerate, once we look at all things that we're going through as interconnected, that's when we can truly start to make progress. And that's half of the issue of why we haven't made progress so far. Now, solutions aren't easy, and this one definitely isn't. So I am going to take all three of those, bring them together, but in order to do that, we're going to have to break them up. So please keep watching. Find headings for the economy, for education, for the self, and all the accountability and all the other good fun stuff, whatever we're putting in there. And we'll also even throw in a category about me, because occasionally, in spite of myself, I can be a little bit funny. This is designed... Dude, I kind of got shadow puppets going on. Because sure, it's a problem, but why should it have to be your problem? Totally unintentional. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, like the page on Facebook, and if you're able and have the desire to do so, by all means, please support me on Patreon, and we'll see you on next time. To those singular sources of where the issue lies. Boy, that was wordy. Me on you.